Hello everyone, my name is Dulcie and this is my crafting channel, Dulcie's Creations. Welcome back, and if you're new, please enjoy the new project. So today I'm going to work with resin, and as you know, if you've been watching me for a while, resin doesn't always work for me, but I'm going to give it another try. So I'm going to be working with a coaster. This is my silicone mold, as you can see. They're called Geode coasters. Sorry. And I have some of these slices of wood from branches of the trees we cut down last year when I was doing the extension to my shed. So I've got a whole bunch of these, and the idea is to use clear resin, put that in the middle, and hopefully it will work out. But as you see, or as you will see as the video goes on, it does not work out. So stay tuned, let's enjoy this project and see how I recover it all. Let's craft. I have, as you are aware, lots of wood that we cut from our trees. What I've done with these is I've sanded. Now what I'm going to do is I want to varnish them, clear varnish, and then I want to put them one into each mold. There'll be 4 coasters. The idea is the resin will be obviously heat resistant. The first step is to clear varnish them. Now I'm going to give them both sides a varnish because I'm not really sure which side I'm going to use just yet. And that way, if they both varnish, considering the resin won't be too dark, then we can actually decide which side can be the top and which can be the bottom. Considering with my Geode coasters, I don't generally put anything on them because they're usually nice and smooth, so they wouldn't damage any furniture. So we shall see. I'm going to varnish the bark on the sides, but I'm also going to try and put sort of like into it so that when it does go into the resin, you won't see any bubbles. The resin won't penetrate the bark. Alright, so I have some resin mixed already to get these coasters done. Now I've probably mixed more than I need, but that's okay because I've got 1 or 2 other projects on the go that I can just pour them into. Now this is heat resistant resin. I don't want to pour too much because I just want a thin layer at the bottom, and then put in the wood slices, and then once those are dry, well, once the resin has set, I will cover the wood. Okay, I'm going to put on my mask because it is something I forgot to do. So, and then I'll just do a voice over for this. I did have it on when I mixed it and then took it off while the resin was just sitting, so I just want to go and put it on again. Okay, so it's been an hour since I mixed this, and as you recall I said there's a 90-minute work time with it. Alright, I think I'm going to put these down, and hopefully they won't sink to the bottom. Alright, we're going to leave them for 24 hours or so. I am going to put a cover on them. Ouch. I will see. Well, to me it will be 24 hours, if not slightly more, but for you will be a split second. So I will see you when we come back to fill it up. My coasters, even though I did check on them, it looks like each and every single one of them got bubbled right at the end, as you can see. there, 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 and unfortunately they are huge. It's not those tiny little micro bubbles. I mean, if it were like that, I wouldn't really mind actually, because they're right. But these are huge. I can't give them another coat because, well, I can once they're out of the mold, because I mean, it's right to the top of the mold. Let's demold them. You can see in some of them there's little micro bubbles against the wood, but I always had expected that, the little bubbles. And I tried to dislodge quite a lot of them, but those big ones right at the end, that has really thrown me. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away from this at the moment and see what I might do, and I don't know. I think I've come up with a solution to the problem. I am going to put a little bit of resin covering this, and then I am going to put some flowers on. Then tomorrow, once it is at least partly dry, because it doesn't have to be 100% dry, I'm going to put a dark coat on. I'm not totally losing them, but we'll see how it turns out. I don't know how it's going to turn out or not, but we shall see. Now, seeing as how this will now be the bottom of the coaster, this is not heat resistant because it doesn't need to be. The top side of the coaster is definitely heat resistant, and as you can see from the depth of it, I don't need to use any more heat resistant. Now, I also don't want to put too much resin because I don't want to make them much thicker than what they are already. Basically, all I want to do is, there is a lip that was from the coaster mold, so I just want to go, if possible, just below that lip, so that when I put a final coat on tomorrow with some color, we will be able to then just finish covering it, because like I say, I don't want to make them any thicker than what they are. Now they will all have very similar colors. The movement on the camera is Layla's lying right behind it. Well, on the floor, right next to it. She's decided that is her spot when she's in the shed. For some strange reason, that's where she now wants to start lying. So of course, it just does not make it conducive for when the tripod is there. It's important to have the flowers facing the right way. That's why I just turned the other one around, because it was facing the wrong way. Now I think what I will do is obviously stay close and keep a watch for air bubbles. I will see you tomorrow to see if we've made a bigger mess of what it is, or whether I will finish these properly. Well, if I have saved them, that is. Hopefully I have. So tomorrow morning I'll come in, and hopefully there will be no surprises, and I will do a final coat. These have dried absolutely fantastic, and I have now got some resin mixed here, and I've changed my colors slightly. Now I've been working on this for the last 15 minutes. I've got another 15 minutes of part life, so I need to get these going. So what I've done is I've mixed gold, which is the one you see there, brown, which is the one you see here, decided to do some white, and that I've done with Supreme White. It's just a paste, and I added a tiny little bit of this green into it. Let me see if I can open it without spilling it everywhere. Just a little bit, very little. Now what I want to do with them is almost like I would do a ring pour with acrylics. I want to do the same with this. Alright, let me just move these two away and let's do this. Okay, so let's put in, so I'm just going to layer these almost like I would layer acrylic paint, except it is resin. And I've never ever done this before. Those of you who follow my channel will know that I usually, when it comes to resin, I do the simplest projects as possible, and I manage to screw those up sometimes. So let's hope I won't screw it up, because I do like how the coasters actually look, which means I should actually show you how they look. Now what I've done is I've mixed the exact same amount as I did last night for just the little bit I wanted to be able to put the flowers down. So I'm hoping that this amount will be sufficient to just cover everything. Okay, and just while I mixed the resin and all that, I did have my mask on and gloves. I know I should still have my gloves on, but there you go, I don't. Alright, let's just show you one or two of these. This is how they're looking. So I think with a darker background, they will look quite nice. Sorry, I can't stretch my arm much more than that. But I do think they will look quite nice. So that's what I want to do. Alright, now let's start pouring. I don't think I can see too much of the gold. I really like the color it's turned out. Looks like coffee, a latte or something. And I really hope that I have saved them now by using this color at the bottom. I know that you will still see the bubbles, and especially the micro bubbles that it has, because it does have a few micro bubbles. But you know, I really hope I've saved them. You know, even if I just give them away in my monthly giveaway that I have going on my well, I say my Facebook, but it's Facebook or Instagram. I have what I'm calling a act of kindness, and every month of this year I give something away. What you don't want. You never want it to go over the edge, because once it's gone over, it just keeps going. You've got to make sure you clean it up properly, and even the little bends, because otherwise it will just keep going. Now I'm actually thinking I will see how it turns out once this is dry. But if Layla, no. If I think it's too transparent, then what I will do is I will put a layer of probably black, but at least it will have this lighter color against the wood and the flowers instead of being automatically dark. So we'll see how it turns out, but hopefully they will be okay. All right. do like the color. I think I'm going to bring you down. Okay. So now I forget the lights. They tend to interfere with the recording. I think they look rather nice. I have actually, well, I can say I have finished them. So that's how the back turned out. Okay, I'm trying to, but once turned around, they look absolutely, I'm trying to show you without too much glare on it, they look absolutely brilliant. I love how they've turned out. I love the fact that I could save them. What I have also done is I've given them all a top coat of the heat resistant resin, because I figured if it's for the top coat then we need that. So all I'm actually going to do now is I am going to put some cork on the back of them. I mean, some of them are perfect enough where you can't feel anything. This one's my favorite. The background turned out so beautiful, but I just love how they look on the right side. It just looks perfect. Anyway, some of them you can, like this one, you can actually feel the flowers. So I'm going to put cork on the back of them, and then what I will do, as always, I'm going to take some photos, and you will then be able to see a lot better than now with all the glare on them. But that's resin for you. So I want to thank you for being here with me on this project, and rather a long one, seeing as how I had to save it. Look at that, that looks like there's a face. Can you see there? So thank you so very much for being here with me on this project. And if you're new here and you've enjoyed it, please remember to like, subscribe, press that notification bell so you're notified of all the upcoming projects. Everyone else that is often on here and you are subscribers already, thank you so very much for joining me again. And remember, if you'd like to buy me a coffee or anything from my Amazon wish list, that would be greatly appreciated, and the link is in the description below. Remember to stay to the very end so you can see some photos up close and you can see how they look. But above all, wherever in the world you may be, please stay safe, stay well, and I will see you all very soon. Bye for now.